over for your birthday. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah, we're
I would
coming to
love
your
that.
house for your birthday.
That'd be fine. I would love that. Have my nice
I
little
had
table
a
set out.
watercress salad for the first time. That
Yuck.
green stuff that white people eat at parties.
Whatever. It's ambrosia. I don't care what you call it. It's
Marijuana?
ambrosia.
No, because apparently ambrosia is.
I don't care. I don't care
Orange.
what anybody says.
I don't care what it says.
It's like that salad that has like marshmallows in it.
Yeah.
And you know,
And I was
they
like,
used to sell it at grocery stores.
that looks disgusting. And I'm
ambrosia
like,
salad?
I'm not gonna eat none of
Yes,
that.
ambrosia salad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I had
But-
some. And I'm like, that's not bad.
It's not bad. We had the green one, and they were calling it watercress salad.
That's
and
a
we're like,
watercress salad. The green
I don't
one is
care what it's
watercress.
called.
The orange
Nobody
one
has
is
ever
ambrosia.
called it that. It's
See, I thought a watercress salad was like the salad that has like the watercress things that taste like nasty potatoes.
Oh, those
yes,
are-
like the water,
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
chestnuts.
Yeah.
That's
I
what's
thought
in
that was
the
a
watercress
watercress
salad. Yeah.
Those were not
Oh,
in that salad.
Oh well, in the watercress salad, I
Jason.
had.
No, they were not. We had the same one. They
Look,
were
I
not
had-
in there.
They told me the recipe, and they were like, "Watercress are in this," and I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what that is."
Okay.
Look, well, it's fine. I don't want to talk about it
Right.
anymore. It's just making me
Sounds like-
angry.
okay.
Next topic, please. I
Next
didn't
topic.
text anyone that this started, so maybe let's see
I-
if they
I
have their
went on the
YouTube
internet.
notifications on.
Yeah, I went on the internet and told people.
Okay.
What we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about something.
Was it artists and separating art?
There was something before that we were supposed to talk about.
Oh, Cleopatra.
Oh yeah, Cleopatra coming at you. You don't remember Cleopatra, the teenage singing group with I want
Yeah,
to say
were they Disney Channel?
yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure I
wanna
remember
say-
them.
I want to say Raven Simone was in that one too.
She was
I only
in
know
Cheetah
Raven-
Girls.
Cheetah Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, there
Cheetah
was another-
Girls, Cheetah Sisters.
So I know in the History Channel, is it History Channel? I guess it's History Channel. Or
Oh, sorry.
Discovery.
For those that do not know, Egypt is suing Netflix because Netflix is
Netflix. That's what it is.
Yeah, Netflix is doing a Cleopatra either movie or miniseries, and they cast Cleopatra as a black woman that is more darker, it's not dark skin, but more darker.
As an
brown.
actual black person, other than the
Yes.
the traditional depiction
White
of her,
person?
which is Elizabeth
Taylor.
Yeah.
yeah.
With her freaking
Um,
purple eyes and
And so I brought it up to our group because I was like, "That's wild," because
yeah.
that's wild that this is the standard. They're going to be like, "Hey,
No, we can't do this shit. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. But my only biggest thing is this: that as African Americans and African people, we should not be claiming Cleopatra. Her mom and her dad were brother and sister. That we can leave that to that European shit, right? Like y'all can do all that Alabama stuff. We'll be over here actually marrying people who are not genetically related to us. Please.
So I always have this weird, and when I say weird relationship with Cleopatra, I don't know the woman, but this weird thing with Cleopatra.
Did you grow up with her?
Like, she was like my
Friends of a
neighbor. We
friend.
never really
Yeah.
talked at all, ever. So I remember growing up that like when people would talk about Cleopatra being dark, at least African of like dark skin or blackness, and I remember watching this History Channel thing. I was a kid, and they were like, "Oh yeah, she was like the Arab skin," but like the speculation that she wasn't really attractive because Cleopatra is supposed to be like the standard of beauty. And then as soon as they switched to her being, when I switched, but found out that she was more Greek and whatever, all of a sudden she became like pretty again. And I was just stuck
she's
in
the
my
most
mind that
beautiful
like,
woman in the world.
yeah, when she was perceived as dark skinned, it was like, oh, her tales of her beauty were overblown. Like she wasn't that pretty. And then when she got like, olive skin, they're like, oh yeah. She the prettiest thing out here. Look how these men are going
even though
crazy.
she probably
about
had
her.
that Habsburg jaw, like the rest of those. Hello, Mark Antony.
Probably so. Parents are brother and
My
sister,
family
and
tree
mother and
is a
father.
straight line down. We're the Targaryens over here.
Right?
Call me
I don't know, but
Khaleesi.
I just think with all the historical movies and things we have seen that have completely miscast. I mean, Christian Bale was Moses at one point. I mean, Russell
shit.
Crowe was Noah.
I mean,
and
you
this is
have-
the line. that they were like, oh, this is way too far. Come on, man.
You have obviously Eastern European Costa Wodu, Jamie Lannister being Osiris or whatever, like in Gods of Egypt. Like, yeah, our gods of Egypt are all these sparkling white dudes. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
The one
and
black
we know
guy
through
was,
history, right? And we know through history that we made our gods after what the people who made their gods was after what they look like. So it was no way they were like, oh, this European looking guy. Yeah, he's the guy. Anyway,
Horus was blonde haired and blue eyes and 7 feet tall and white as the driven snow. We don't even know what snow is here in Egypt, but what like it.
What do you think, Lisa? You have any closing comments on this?
Think about. I remember just kind of getting, it wasn't a fight necessarily, but it was a very heated debate with someone. And this was like, I was probably high school because this movie called Saved came out, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but Mandy Moore is in it.
Yeah, Mandy Moore and Macaulay Culkin's her brother. Macaulay
Culkin, Jenna, I can't think of what her name is. But
is it Amanda Bynes the bad guy?
Yeah, Amanda Bynes is the villain, and there's this like oh my god, I love that movie. I watch it all the time because it is literally how my church was, like how these freaking people are is how my church was. And Mandy Moore puts up this gigantic billboard of Jesus, and he's like white, like pasty white, and Macaulay Culkin's like, is he supposed to be white? And she's like, of course he's supposed to be white. He's Jesus. And I just remember like going to school talking about this movie and how hilarious that scene specifically was, and just like getting into this heat debate with someone who actually went to the same church with me. And I was like, like Africa is like a whole continent, right? And there's a lot of different countries in Africa, and there's a lot of different like shades of people in Africa, but like the only white people there are the colonizers.
Who came there recently.
Right. So, because I wasn't saying it to be like a dick, but I come across that way a lot. Like I understand how I talk, and but I mean, she was just like livid, and when I realized like how mad she was, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like people just really don't, like people just are willfully ignorant, and I can't stand that shit.
You learn fairly quickly in Tequila to keep your opinions about religion to yourself.
Yeah.
I remember when I was on the freshman football team, before each game they would pray, and that was mandatory. And I'm like,
yes,
there's a Muslim kid right there. His name is literally Muhammad. And they're like, you got to pray too. And I'm like, really? To Jesus?
Yeah. But let him pray.
Yeah. And then
they'll lose their goddamn mind. Like that's the thing that, I could go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, trust me.
It's not like that anymore.
Days.
Yeah.
I've had moments in days where like, the Jesus talk. I don't even, because it just makes me mad. Like people are willing to call him anything else except for black. Like they'll try anything else, but like, they're like, oh well, he's Middle Eastern. And I'm like, you do realize the Middle East didn't exist back then, right? There was no region called
Let's pull up a map of Jerusalem. Let's just pull it up and see where it falls in the globe.
This land bridge from Africa to the Middle East, they become white. It's 100% white people.
Right. That's exactly what happens.
It's the craziest thing. You come up Egypt, and you go over the Suez Canal, and as soon as you cross over the Suez Canal, you instantly turn white. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like magic.
You're like, this is done burning my skin now.
Yeah. Because but I'm also like, because you know how when people, I mean, we've talked about this before, when they change like the race of characters, like people will lose their minds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't get mad if they're making a white person play them. It's only if a freaking darker shade person.
I mean, they have
and that shit drives me crazy because they can't even realize that they're being racist.
They have a discourse in the TikToks now about, your Katniss from your Hunger Games being coded as Native American, right? That a white person should not have played her. That they got Rue in District 11 pretty right because it was quite obvious that Rue was a black person. But
right.
That Katniss is not a white person. Like she is heavily instinct, like 100% like Native American, especially the way that they talk about District 12. And it's like, of course she's not white, but I'm not a Hollywood casting director. I would probably put, Jennifer Lawrence in my movies too. I don't care.
Pretty sure there are very attractive Native American women out there, Jason.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. What's her name? I can't think of anyone's name right now, but
off the top of your head, you're lying.
Well, no, I'm so bad at names, so don't do that. The girl from Hamilton who is just fucking gorgeous. I'd cast her in anything. But you don't listen to musicals, so you don't know what I'm talking about, so it's fine.
Oh, well, Jason has his things.
I've seen the best musical ever. I don't need to see any more.
You always get me hard with that one because it's like, well, pause. But you always get me with that one because, like,
I was just gonna let it slide. But
because I just get stuck because I don't want to crap on anything black. But I don't agree. But I don't want to make any arguments while I don't disagree. So I'm always just stuck being like,
Look, when you make it to heaven, you don't go look for other places. I mean, you don't be like, oh, what else is out there?
Understood.
Yeah, you're like, oh, is this it? I'm done. I mean, I got to find other places.
Did you not see The Good Place? They literally got tired of heaven, and they're like, "Oh, I'm done. Can I get recycled now?"
Because it wasn't that good. There was only like 5 people there anyway.
No, what? Not at the end.
Did you
finish the show? Yeah.
I couldn't because I was crying too hard.
God, tell me about it.
That
show wrecked me.
I don't want to finish. I'm crying too hard already. And it's like, we got 3 more episodes left. No, fuck this.
Can we? Okay, so I know it's not on the topic. I know it's not on the subject, but since it's trending right now, can I say something about something that's happening right now in the world?
Taylor Swift.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about her, I will, but no. Okay, so Louis Capaldi put out a new song, right? And it's called like wish you were with me or something like that. So basically it's like a breakup song and him talking about how he wishes he would have fought harder, to like how he misses this person, blah blah. The music video, so all over TikTok is videos of people sobbing, like, don't watch the music video. And then people being like, no, it can't be that bad. And then 2 seconds later, like, don't watch the music video. When I tell you, I was one of those people who watched the video, and I'm literally like run into my kid's bedroom and I'm like, don't watch the video. Don't do it. And I'm like telling them what it's about and just explaining the video to them. They're like getting teary-eyed. I'm like, don't do it. It's trauma. Trauma.
All right, Jason, go ahead and pull it up. Let's see if we can do it.
Okay. Here's the thing. What I love now is Louis Capaldi himself, which he's the guy who's like, when the day breathes, you know the song.
Sure.
It's a super famous song. Anyway, he's duetting these videos of all these people crying, and he's like,
gotcha. You're mine now. Buy my album.
And I love it.
What is it called?
Great.
Wish You Were Here? Wish You Were
Here was an Incubus song.
I mean, there are multiple names of songs. I don't know if you know that. Okay,
you can name a song the same name. I mean,
Wish You the Best. Is that the one you're talking about?
Probably.
Okay.
This is gonna be like the world's worst music video. We're just like, we can't do the rest of the show.
Oh yeah, Wish You the Best. Yeah, I'm telling. I was just like, and because James was outside when it happened, so when he came in, he was just like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "This video." And he was like,
"He thinks there's a legitimate problem, like someone actually got injured."
And I was like, "Do you want to watch it?" And he's like, "No, I'm not dumb."
All right, we'll save it for the end of the show. So if it gets like copyrighted, it only have to cut off the end of the show.
Okay. Yeah. But the reaction videos, I'm telling you, with him just like basking in people just emotionally wrecked.
I use your tears as fuel.
Yeah.
It's like Cartman when Scott Tinnerman, he kills his parents. He's like licking his face when he's starting to cry. You've seen that episode where he makes the kids' parents into chili. No. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. This is an episode.
I wasn't a 14-year-old boy ever, so.
Well, you should try it. It's pretty
I'm.
cool.
You know, it's just a bunch of masturbating and looking at other
Blech.
girls
Yeah.
saying what you would do.
Pass.
Like
It's
pressing
literally-
socks and lotion.
It's literally being dingy the whole entire time. Like,
Okay,
what?
sorry. Thank you for letting me talk about that. It was just so funny.
No, for sure. And then I think Jason, you had something before we start the show.
Oh yeah. So I was watching it's TikTok as you do, and somebody was talking about your boy Bill Cosby, and I guess there's a documentary now, like what Cosby did or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And, and it's always on the TikTok comments are like you can separate the artist from the art or whatever, and I'm like, can you? So I proposed a question to my fellow teammates. Can you separate the art from art? Because me as an artist, as a person who likes to create art, like every piece of work that you do, at least from my standpoint, you put yourself into, right? You put your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions, or maybe even just your talent into the art. So the art is of you in a way. So, and especially, growing up and going to doing art history classes, especially like, Renaissance paintings, you got to, study about the artist's life, like, what they were going through that time. And so you can better understand maybe, why did Leonardo make this girl smile? Oh, it's just him in drag because, that's what the Mona Lisa is. Or, learning about Caravaggio and like the reason why he painted such dramatic pieces of paintings is because, during the day he was painting, at night he was fucking whores and killing dudes. So I just feel like it's almost impossible to separate the art from the artist, because now it is possible because go ahead, Lisa.
Okay, well, I don't want to interrupt you. That's why I was just putting my hand. Rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
The show before we started.
No, because I initially kind of agreed with you, and then Jason Allen had a point that you almost have to, or else everyone's going. You're just never going to be able to like anything because everybody turns out being disgusting and
Everybody's
terrible,
disgusting,
trash human. But the other thing I was thinking about is when you're talking about people who like had to create everything themselves. And now when we're talking about like comedians, we find out that they're not even writing their own jokes.
Oh, yeah. Well, certainly.
And, and you're talking about, Bill Cosby is a little different because he probably came from an era where he was writing his own jokes. And, but like I don't know if he was a writer on the show. I watched an episode of the Cosby Show recently because
why would you do that?
I can't remember why. Like it was like on or something, and
it was a great show.
And it's funny, yeah. And there was a point where I was just like, oh man, I fucking hate Bill Cosby, but Theo is hilarious in this episode, So I just kind of I think they gave it a pass, but like really, but also I think we're getting to the point now where nothing is 100% one person's. There's so many collaborations and there's so many other things like because I struggled a lot with Michael Jackson because
nothing was
love Michael Jackson. It doesn't matter. Like it's yeah.
That's where I came out on that line.
Like believe victims, that's how I am, but I still am able to listen to Michael Jackson and enjoy his music, but not like I used to be able to. But I can't watch his music videos anymore. So it's like the music, I think, just kind of lets me. However, fuck R. Kelly. I can't do any, there is nothing. There is absolutely there is no, there
that
is
was proven. That was proven.
I just can't, there are some limits for me. And like R. Kelly is one of them. Joe Rogan is one of them. Like I just can't.
Joe's okay sometimes.
I just can't, no matter what, I can't separate it. I'm just like, no,
Jason and I are black, so you're like, prove that shit to us first.
So it's weird.
I need his mama in the picture.
I'm like, I agree with Lisa. It's just some of the takes I don't agree with. I'm with Jason. If you believe in the victims and all the kids, except for the recent last two, which had shaky stories, all the other kids admitted as adults that their parents made them do that. So those ones, so if you believe the victims, they straight up said they lied. except for the last two, which we don't know, and I'm not gonna get into those people because he's dead, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta go. So I'm fine listening to it. R. Kelly, on the other hand, I'm fine listening to his music. I refuse to cancel people because of grossness, because we literally celebrate gross motherfuckers all the time. They're called presidents, and we don't do nothing about them. We don't cancel nothing they say. They don't. Nah, fuck that. I'm not going. I'm not. I just
We
can't.
live within
That's it.
20
As a black
miles
man,
of the greatest monument to losers of all time and gross people. So
right?
I guess.
Yeah, like and I said it when I thread. It's like, as a black man, it's a thing when black people get popular, or very successful, or have some kind of doctrine of power, they always bring them down with something. If you don't believe me, listen to the FBI about Dr. King, because they'll tell you that he was a alleged allower of a rapist. He was like a lot of stuff with Dr. King. The FBI claims they have tapes of. So I can't just at this point. I'm like, look, I can listen to the art. Does not mean I have to support them. And if me listening to it or consuming the art does support them, I wear Nikes. A lot of kids is getting a lot of child labor off Nikes being made.
I mean, they
at a certain point, no, like I said, no matter what you do, it comes with it, because for whatever the product is to finally get to us, it goes to a lot of people's hands that are going to make money off that product by us consuming it. And a lot of those hands it goes to are gross hands. I mean, Harvey Weinstein. How many? We love The Matrix. We're not going to stop watching The Matrix because it's like, I just can't. I just gotta let it be what it is. I just to be like, right. Yeah. If I just see these nasty fuckers, I just won't ask for their autograph and say fuck you. But other than that, like, it's nothing I feel like we really can do, because at that point, because I hate to say this, and it's a true fact, people with a lot of massive amount of talent usually have a deficiency somewhere else. You just hope it's not like diddling kids or something. But usually it's something else off for the man to have that kind of talent.
I like to smell sweaty socks.
Right, which is fine with me. That's a great one, because as long as it's not
I gotta steal them first. No. Right. They can't be freely given to me. They must be taken.
Shit, because we're gonna probably review The Flash, and Ezra Miller's the nastiest dude running right now, and
I know.
But at the end of the day, like, all
the
those
movie looks so good.
Movie, I mean, all those hard
early reviews have said this movie's fucking phenomenal. So
it looks so good. When I saw the trailer, I was like, why does that look so good?
But that's what I try to remind myself. Like, all the hard people that did special effects for this movie. I mean, hell,
there's a lot more people involved than just one. I agree with you. Yeah, so you can't.
And the person I'm most excited about is the Supergirl. I'm excited to see the Supergirl, because she's not like blonde-haired white woman. So it's like, yes. So I don't want to shaft her because this dude's a creepazoid. She didn't know that when she was, well, she probably did eventually.
She was like, still, keep me away from that motherfucker.
Right. him and Joss Whedon, keep me away. I'm still going to watch Buffy. And I hate Joss Whedon, but I'm going to watch Buffy. Like,
yes.
Also, let's just be honest. We live in America, which is like one of the grossliest, wealthiest nations on the planet. Like, just our existence, we are fucking over somebody just by being here. So it's hard to be an ethical consumer in a post-capitalist society that we live in. Unless you want to go, even if you did live in a fucking shack in the middle of the woods and you made your own, you're still going to have to buy Monsanto seeds to make your crops or something like that. So it's hard. But if they're true scumbags, I read Lovecraft, so he's a racist, so I can't really have a leg to stand on about his books. But he's dead, though, so fuck him.
Right. Hopefully his estate's not racist and they can get the money.
I think his stuff is in public domain now anyway, so he doesn't make any money anyway. And 100 years from now,
because just wait out the patents and copyrights.
100 years after the original author dies, I don't think you can renew your copyright.
It goes into like public
domain.
But like publishers can still. That's why you have like 87 different versions of like Jane Eyre and stuff like that, because publishers they'll still print it, but it's the same story, but it's just different publishers.
Yeah. Like I think Peter Pan's I think some proceeds of Peter Pan still go to, if you want to use Peter Pan, you still have to pay like to like orphanage or someplace in England, and they still like do that. But for most parts, it's like 100 years after the author dies, it enters into public domain and you can use it. Waiting for you, Mickey Mouse. Except for Mickey Mouse. They got that shit online.
Oh yeah. Well, I heard recently that Mickey Mouse will end up entering eventually because the courts are no longer being like, nah, bro, you can't keep doing this.
Yeah, but Mickey Mouse should have already entered public domain by now, I think, because he was been in like this year or next year he should be entering public domain.
Right, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
because I guess they pulled the switcheroo and was like, oh, you can have Steamboat Willie. Because that's not the character of Mickey Mouse. Yeah, Disney slipped with it, man. Disney slipped with it.
I mean, it's not like you're not gonna get Chinese bootlegs of Ricky Rouse.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have
Hey,
any
kids, I'm
bootleg
Mickey
Mickey
Mouse.
Mouse shirts growing up. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Stop it. So
Come
that
to
thing
my-
right on the shirt.
Come to my
All right.
special country.
Jason, would you like to start the show at 26 minutes?
Yes, I would love to start the show in 26 minutes, which is in 15 seconds. Right
One
now.
day I feel like if we ever get popular, somebody's gonna be like, I like the show, but those 25 minutes before, Jesus Christ. Be like, look,
Yeah.
I timestamp
And then-
it. You don't have to be here for it.
And then we'll just tell them Jesus Christ is black. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Head Cannon Circus podcast. We are so thankful to be here once again on this planet Earth, spinning around the sun, which is spinning around the galaxy at millions of miles an hour. But the Earth is flat, so I don't know how that all works. Either way,
It's not.
it's not flat. We have a fantastic show for you today, but please go ahead if this is your first time joining us, or if you've been joining us for a while, please do the thing of liking, sharing, subscribing, interacting in the comments. All that stuff goes to Jeff Bezos' house. And then Jeff Bezos decides to cut off a check depending on how much that stuff gets to his house. And we need that check to be sent to us because I got kids to feed, Lisa got kids to feed, Jason got kids to feed. And
Yeah.
also, I want to buy a castle and just be like, have fuck you money, where I could just tell two homeless people to fight. And I'd be like, I can do that.
I don't want a castle per se. I just want to not have neighbors like right on top of me. So
Fair enough.
I'm modest, like,
Or to own a house would be great.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That would
I
be-
just don't want to live in the middle of nowhere because it's racistville. I just want to be able to live in non-racistville and have land.
and then not have neighbors. But
Yeah.
at least I don't think that's possible. It's easier you live
I don't
in
even
not
know that exists
Racistville
in America.
and have neighbors, or you live in
See what we're
Racistville and
saying.
not
To
have
escape
neighbors.
racism, we need you to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah,
Is that what we're just basically saying?
Yep.
to escape all the isms, we need you to like, share, and subscribe. We have
Book club.
Book club. Yeah,
Book
the
club.
book club. We're doing a book on this book club, and I believe Jason, tell us about the book club.
Oh, tell us about the book club. Okay. The Head Cannon Circus book club, because we suspended it for a little bit just because we were out in the life doing our thing. So we're coming back with another one. This one is a person of color instead of not specifically black, but a person of color. The book is What Movies Teach Us: Strong Female Characters by Hanna Flint. So this is something,
She don't sound black.
Yes. Please excuse my ring light. But yes. So
There's-
we are going to read that book. We're going to do that on May 18th, which is my birthday. So birthday celebration.
Woo! Ba, 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 ba.
I know.
45
How exciting
never
am
looks
I?
so good.
How excited am I? I get to read a book for my birthday. But yes, and we're also going to see if Miss Flint will probably join us. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
try to
Remind
do
me to reach
every
out to her.
single.
let me
Also,
Let her
let
know
me
it's my
write myself
birthday
a note.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
Tell us,
you're,
hey, it's my homeboy birthday too. We need you.
I don't believe
Okay.
any black person's named Hannah. So if you're a black person named Hannah, get in the comments and prove me wrong. That'd be great.
I feel like there's a lot of black people named Hannah.
Name two.
Hannah.
I didn't say I know
And
anybody.
Hannah. Hannah A.
Hannah
Hannah
A.
B.
Hannah A and Hannah B. Obviously, duh. We have a great show for you today. We are going to be reviewing two excellent properties. One being Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always,
Go,
and
go.
as well as the season 1 of Chainsaw Man. But
Zoom.
before
Sound
we get
effects.
to those things, I need to introduce my co-host. Of course, he is the Wyclef John to my pros, Jason. How you doing today, Jason?
Man, I like that, man. I like that. Oh, yeah, sorry. We're here, we're queer, and you don't have to fear. There you go.
Yay!
Oh no,
Now we need a,
I like
need a
that, though.
pride flag back here or something.
Yeah.
I know, man. You make me want to pull out my Fuji CD, dust it off, and then have to find a CD player because I don't think I own one anymore.
And to keep it on brand here, she is the Lauryn Hill to our Fugees.
Facts.
Hey, I
How
like
you
that
doing,
one
Lisa?
too. Woo, I'm doing good, y'all.
I
She
sat
shows up
down
on
and thought
time
about
now.
this.
Thanks for
She shows up
having
on
me.
time, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, but like, let's just be honest. Like, no one gives a shit about the Fugees without Lauryn Hill.
Well,
Facts.
you know.
How you doing, Lisa? Did you
I'm
say how
doing
you
great. Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm going to see Taylor Swift in 2 days. Got my merch on, creating shirts back here for the concert. It's a whole thing.
If
I'm
you were
excited.
able to get within 5 to 10 feet with her, of her,
No, I don't
just-
finish. Whatever you're gonna say, just stop.
just saying, slip her my number. She's single now. It's just like, yo,
Oh, facts.
I got
Yeah.
a friend. Y'all be perfect for. Here you go.
Facts.
She lives in Nashville. Do you want to live in Nashville?
That's a 3-hour drive. I can move.
For Taylor Swift.
We can visit the weekends. It's fine. I don't even care.
I would help him pay the rent to move there. Like,
She has a helicopter. She can come and pick me up. We going to Nashville for lunch. I'll be back.
like, oh, Jason, I got to move all my stuff to Nashville. Don't worry, I got the guys right for you. On me.
Don't worry. She'll break up with me in 2 years anyway. It'll be fine.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. She'll at least give you
No.
a good 2-3 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then she'll write a song, and I'll be like, "That's my song."
That would be dope. Bump it on repeat.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
he is the worst dude in the world. Don't be with this dude. His name is Jason. He totally sucks.
She'll just call you JB. She won't say your full name. She'll just call you JB.
No. She'll be full on, like, on the album. Be a
She'll
picture of
hate
my
you
black
that
ass.
much. Put your handle on there. Here's his address.
You know how I told you guys to calm down about Jake Gyllenhaal? Don't do it for that dude over there. He's awful.
Oh,
He doesn't
God.
even like Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Which is apparently Taylor Swift's favorite movie. I don't
We'll never know.
Just start naming things for celebrities.
Taylor Swift loves the Halloween franchise. She's a big fan of Michael Myers. She dresses up like him every Halloween. It's totally facts. Look it up on the internet. I'm not lying to you.
And she loves movies, like movie franchises that literally make no sense. It's her favorite.
Like
That's why
Fast
she
and
loves
Furious.
Halloween. Yeah.
Speaking of,
Just
It's
kidding.
about family, Jason. Jeez.
speaking of things that make no sense, actors reunite for a special celebration celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers franchise, including David Yost, Walter E. Jones, Barbara Gudson, and others. That was what the synopsis of what Google said about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always that came out this over the last weekend or so. If you don't know, now you know. For everything we do a 1-sentence review. Lisa, go ahead and give us your 1-sentence review for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always.
Go Power Rangers. Okay, my 1-sentence review is whatever you do, don't listen to Jason. This is amazing.
Damn. I don't know, it can be personal. Whatever you do, Lisa's opinion sucks.
It's amazing. Give it a chance.
Give us your 1-sentence review on Once and Always Power Rangers Mighty Morphin. Those words are supposed to be in order.
My 1-sentence review for Power Rangers Forever and Ever. The best weight loss drug is it's morphing time. Plus, Zach is black and doesn't crack.
My 1-sentence review for this movie is Go Power Rangers. Back to 1993 where this shit belongs.
Man, you got a cold heart, Mr. Grinch.
I'm sorry. Let's do it like we do it. Our pros and cons. I'll go last on this one because apparently I'm just wrong.
Who do you want to go first then?
Jason,
Yeah,
go first with your pros, sir.
Okay, yes. So my pros for this one is, once I mentioned before, Black Don't Crack. Shout out to my man Zach.
Zach,
This
He's not
went
dead.
like straight hardcore 90s Power Rangers, and I loved every moment of it. Um, I do feel like a pro is the creative way they worked around one character's real life death and the other one's not needing to be there, and one of them being caught up on fraud charges was immaculate for this show. And I was like, that's awesome, because if you don't know, you would not know. But they did a great job of that one. Kat and Tommy have a kid together named JJ. Future generations, baby. I'm ready. I'm here for it. And like all things Super Sentai, I mean, the Power Rangers fight scenes are just so invigorating and fun for me. I just enjoy the goofy way they fight. It's so great for me. And watching it with my kids made me realize that, yes, it completely, like, it fills your soul with just goodness. Getting hit and sparks flying. It's just amazing.
Lisa.
No. Oh, I was waiting for rebuttals. No rebuttals.
I'm not gonna reboot anything. He just has
his whole thing's gonna be a rebuttal.
I'm not gonna rebut. There's no reboots. Unless you say something really, really egregious, then I might.
Okay, so pros. I love seeing all the Zords. I love the nods at the Rangers who weren't able to be there, and they just they made it believable within the story. I loved all the Rangers that were there because yay for reunions. I fucking love the fight scenes. Love. And I love how it is so obvious that when they morph, it is not them in those suits.
Yes.
It is just like watching the show as a kid.
Different motherfucker.
Oh, love it. I love it. I love that it didn't take itself too seriously. So it was just the Power Rangers. The dialogue, the cheesy dialogue was just and the ending with a tribute to the fallen Rangers, to Tommy and Trini, and I cry a lot. So I was just like by Tommy and Trini. So
I have one rebuttal.
Yeah.
One rebuttal. Only time I thought it did take itself serious is when they did the dumbest thing in a movie. They're like, we gotta tell her. She gotta know that her mother died by, and blah blah blah. Like, the chick is standing.
Yeah.
Right. I was like,
we didn't know that she walked in the area. Oh God! You should not have this very public conversation publicly. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Could have had this on a ride over. But anyway, yes.
Yeah. They could have just texted her on the way. Yo, your mom's dead. We'll talk about it when I get to the house.
She was a Power Ranger, by the way.
So many different things.
Talk about you when you get home. Now you're getting raised by a black dude. Sorry.
Facts. One time the black man stepped up to be a father. Commendable, Zach. Commendable.
I'm out. This ain't my kid. Why are we here? Where's her dad at? Never mind. Too many questions. I'm asking way too many questions.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lisa. Do you have any more? Sorry.
Nope. That. I mean, I could just keep going, but it's fine. I stopped at 5 because I was like, that's enough.
That's
all right, guys. Let's get ready for this.
I got pros. I got pros.
All right, go get it.
Obviously, it's the pros section of the pros and cons. I got pros.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
You got pros. In different area codes.
I was about to say it. You beat me to it.
Got pros.
Different area codes.
This first pro in this area code, this is only an hour long. That's a pro. My second pro is this feels like an extra long episode of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I'm done.
That was literally the same thing. It's fine. Rebuttal, that was the same thing.
No, that's not the same thing. That's different. It's only an hour long, but that's two different things.
Okay.
I feel like at this point, Jason, you should just go with your cons now so we can get this out of the way.
All right. Yeah. I was trying not to rebut anything because this is going to be in my cons. But my first con is this feels like an extra long episode of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
And what's wrong with that? Rebuttal.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with an extra long episode of Power Rangers?
You know what Lisa always says? It's just not for me. I've outgrown this series. This is just, I don't know. One of my cons is I don't know who this is for. It hasn't evolved enough to be, for adults, but no kid cares about those Power Rangers, right? Because, they have other Power Rangers. Anyway, I'll go to my cons. The acting and dialogue in this is unbearable, particularly David Yost, who plays Billy. When he is in his suit, his line reading is just like, hey guys, oh no, it's Rita. Oh God, oh you got hurt. No, Trini. It is just absolutely like they took his first take and they're like, here you go. This is it. I haven't acted in 40 years, so this is what you're getting. Uh so you guys are like, oh, this great that the other guys weren't in this, but they made it tasteful. No, it's like it's obvious that these guys aren't in this movie. And it's like they never take their helmets off. It feels like it feels cheap. And that's Power Rangers is cheap, but like it feels like they cheaped out on, especially on people who are still there, who are not dead, like Amy Jo Johnson, who probably wouldn't have done it anyway. But it feels
She
cheap.
didn't. She refused. She said she
Yeah.
didn't want to do it. Her and Tommy refused to do it.
Tommy's dead now, so
No, he was alive when they filmed it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
refused to do it.
We'll bring one of my other points. This is my next point. This story feels bare bones, and it feels like they wrote this, back in 2001 when Toy Train died, but they didn't have the money to do it then, and they finally get a green light after Jason David Frank dies, but they didn't make enough money to modify to actually include him in the tribute into the story of whatsoever. So it feels like they just had a script that they just made, and they didn't do anything with it to actually include the more recent people who have died in the Power Rangers family here. I already said I don't care. I can't tell for who this for.
Lisa rebut. I've used my rebuttals. Lisa rebut.
So my last thing here is that last fight scene. I'd much rather they just put a dude in a suit than that awful janky 3D animation that they had. It was, and I get it. They only had $20,000 to do this, so they did the best they could. But like,
counting their pockets now.
It's this whole thing, and you're talking about a 30-year anniversary special to pay tribute to people who have been lost before, and this is the product they give us. And it's like, y'all could have done better than this. Y'all could have like waited another 2 years, got some more funding, and gave us a better product than this year.
But then it'll be 32-year anniversary. It's not around.
I don't give a fuck. Okay, 32 years. I didn't go to my 20-year high school reunion. I don't care. Y'all could have had some more money.
I'll let you reclaim your time. I used all my rebuttals. I'll let you reclaim your time. I'm sorry.
It's just it doesn't feel good enough to be a tribute to people. I'm sorry. It's just, and I get it. It's Power Rangers. Power Rangers was never good to begin with, period. It was obviously when I was a third grader watching this
rebuttal. Stuff. It was always amazing.
Thank you.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Clearly, we were watching two different shows. It was always amazing.
When you're talking about they're splicing together Japanese footage from another show, and sometimes they would even use the same footage you would have in different shots, them changing costumes.
I'm just not sure what, like, I feel like you're almost comparing it to the reboot, like the reboot with higher production value.
I'm just saying
because it was never anything.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It was never anything, right? It was great for little kids. It was great for them. But even as a little kid, I could see that this thing was made jankily. Right? So, I'm just saying they didn't upgrade. They didn't do nothing better. Like the frick shows now are awesome. But this one, they're just like,
upgrade episode 1 and it was trash. So I am thankful that we didn't get an episode 1-ish of this movie. I'm glad that it was just the Power Rangers movie. It was what it was. That's what ended my rebuttal. I'm sorry, reclaim your time.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh,
your
thank God.
The only con that my con is, there wasn't 4 hours of this movie. Blah 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 blah. That's what I'm saying. Y'all cons is.
Why you got see? This is like the second personal shot he's thrown. Lisa, your cons, please.
Cons. Where are the bullies?
They ain't got no jobs.
Well, because I know that they had been on a lot of the later Power Rangers. Like they stayed on for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see them. And then it was too short. The end.
Rebuttal. I was right.
Oh, sorry, Jason. Would you like to make a formal rebuttal? I don't know what that was. What is your formal rebuttal?
They did show a poster of the Vulcan skull. Because I guess they went to they were attacked by one of their businesses, I guess. But Give me Bulk and Skull at least. Come on, they're not doing anything right now.
So my cons. I'm mad that it was no Zordon. They should have figured out a way to put him in there. My other con is no Lord Zed. I wish they would have had some shot off for him in there. And my last con is, which is not really a con, it's kind of a pro, but it's still a con. They did the ignoring kid trope, but at least she got her ass kicked once, so it kind of evened out for me.
Beat up.
That is all I have. For
rebuttal here.
Okay.
It's not really a rebuttal as an addendum to your Lord. This is more of me adding on to my cons.
Oh my god.
Because like for me, like the story didn't feel like it was a continuation of the story that they left off. Like I feel like Billy and Jason and Kim and Trina, they quit being Power Rangers, but we find out 30 years later they're still Power Rangers. I mean, Tommy, yeah, he's still a Power Ranger. He's been like 18 different Power Rangers. But like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense in my.
Well, Jason's come back, Tommy's come back, Zach's come back, Billy's come back as a scientist in one of the space ones. I don't think Kim ever came back, which is fitting. Cats came back before.
But they came back as different Power Rangers.
Well, yeah, but they still were in the morphing grid system power thing. Like,
Also,
it's not unheard of.
If you can still be a Power Ranger at 52, why did Zordon pick kids?
So he can
because they had
them.
Attitudes.
He needs teenagers with attitude.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like they explain that, bro. Like
literally, they say it.
They literally
said, "We need teenagers with attitude."
That's not explaining it. That's just
came and said, "I got attitude. Make me a Power Ranger."
And really, Jason did not have attitude. I mean,
none of them had attitude. All of them were good, straight A, proper kids. None of them had attitude.
These guys are great.
Tommy had a bit of an attitude in the beginning.
Yeah, because he was evil at first.
Right.
Well, there you go. I mean, you said none of them had it, and I said Tommy did.
Well, they didn't pick Tommy first.
Yeah, right. He was picked by Rita. That is a good point.
Yeah,
when he stopped having an attitude, is when he got picked by Zordon.
Zordon should have picked Tommy. Zordon should have been the first person they picked was Tommy because obviously he's
Tommy
the greatest
wasn't living in Angel Grove at the time we picked him, so that's why he didn't have
greatest Power Ranger of all time.
No, that's Jason.
Well, second best is Jason.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Clearly, you hate everyone in the Power Rangers.
I hate this movie. I love the Power Rangers. I just outgrew them, I guess. It's just.
That makes me sad.
Who was your favorite Power Ranger, Jason? Who was your favorite Power Ranger?
It's not Zach, I'll tell you that.
That doesn't answer the question. You could have answered the question and we didn't know it, but it's Zach.
It's 50-50 between Tommy and Jason because I always wanted to be Jason because I'm Jason, obviously. And that's who I wanted to be when I'm playing it. But they're like, you got to be Zach. And I'm like, I don't got to be Zach. I'm Jason. It makes sense that I'd be Jason.
You were with other black kids and they were like, you got to be Zach?
There were no other black kids where I was.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's like Stranger Things when no one wanted to be Winston.
Which is blasphemy, and I hate that show just for that whole. They should never put that in there.
He's one of the best characters. I couldn't believe that either.
And the fact that Lucas was mad about that lets me know his parents should get punched in the face as well as Lucas. Anyway,
when you are forced to be the only black character rather than choosing to be, it gets on your nerves. Especially if why can't I be Black Peter Venkman or Black Jason in the red costume? Oh,
I had to be, what's her name? The freaking Ghostbusters. What do you need? Because none of my friends will even let me be a Ghostbuster because I'm a girl.
Well, Lisa, you're not fun.
Okay.
That's your problem.
Okay.
That was just a joke.
Yeah, I agree. In the 90s, you can make the argument of not having to be the black person or the woman character.
Yeah.
But Stranger Things takes place in the 80s. You know how many? Oh, you know what icons we had in the 80s as black people? Keith David from They Live and Eddie Murphy. That is it. And Alexis Winston. Those were the three people we had that was in mainstream stuff. So for the fact that he would say that, well, I mean, I'm saying as an action stars.
Yeah.
We had those three. So the fact that his parents let him walk out with a Venkman one, I would have ripped that tag off and would have wrote in a Sharpie Winston and sent his ass to school.
My mom wouldn't have let me leave the house with a Venkman tag on. They would have definitely been Winston. She's like, oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how black parents were in the 80s, being like, nah. Get the black one.
Oh, you got 5 G.I. Joes, and then where the black one at? Go get 5 black G.I. Joes. There's only 2. Mom, I want a 5.
Then we'll just buy more of the same character.
I got 2 roadblocks. That's what I get to play with. 2 roadblocks. Rhyming all the time. Look at you, roadblock. Look at me, roadblock.
Anyway, we went off on a tangent. Sorry about that, guys. So your favorite Ranger was not Zach. Good answer. Lisa, who's your favorite Ranger?
I always loved Trini, and then because I loved her Zord the most. It was always my favorite. Saber-tooth tiger.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then anyone who had the saber-tooth tiger, I always loved the Yellow Ranger. Period.
So when it first started, my favorite was Billy, because I was the smart one. Then I realized he never did anything. He never built anything. He didn't do shit. So my favorite became Jason because he whooped Tommy at the end, and I was like, yes.
And also, they even had to do for Billy a PSA that said, no, actually, Billy's actually a pretty good gymnast and stuff, and pretty good at stuff. And I'm like, yeah, because he's lame in the show. All he does is get beat up.
Right. Yeah. For some reason he had the right attitude, not the bad attitude. So.
Yeah. I'm the nerdy guy. I don't have hands.
Do you think that this one-off is enough to support a new series?
Sure. It's the Power Rangers. They do whatever they want. They got a bajillion spinoffs.
Yeah, do they need support for a new series? Just do one. I feel like, obviously, they should, for these people, do it again. But hopefully this does well enough they can do a redo.
Yeah. And this one is solely for Lisa. Lisa, who wins in a fight, the Green Ranger or Captain America? Thank you.
Green Ranger.
Even hesitate. It's easy. It's easy. Jaren and Jason look, Captain America, he can throw a shield. I'm like, Tommy has a gun. He was
Captain America has a gun.
And Sword.
He has a sword.
You literally just it's not even a question. What is wrong with you guys?
I do love how this movie ended, where Zach just pulled out the guy, just done, Rita.
Oh, yeah. He's like, look at Rita, we tried to talk, we tried to swap it out, but you keep trying to do this domination. I'm gonna have to kill. And he held the gun sideways too when he shot it.
He's like, everybody look away. I gotta handle something.
Right? Yeah. Started acting like he was Jules from Pulp Fiction. All right.
Zach Kirk walks back.
Kung Fu Keto, baby.
He's from California. He might have.
The best and worst of Power Rangers. Okay, well, we're going to do the rundown. The rundown is where we go over all of our pros and our cons for Power Rangers Forever and Ever and Ever and Ever. Lisa, what were your pros and cons, and what was your rating?
Okay, so pros are seeing all the Zords again, nods at the Rangers who aren't in the show, and nods at the Rangers who got to come into the show. I love the fight scenes. I love the dialogue. I love the ending with the tribute to the Fallen Rangers. And I loved how it just stayed authentic through and through to the original show. Cons are I missed the bullies, and I wish it would have been longer.
All right.
Final rating.
Final rating is 5 out of 5.
Yes. All right, my rundown for Power Rangers Forever in a Day. My pros are Zach showing, he still got that youth in him, black don't crack. This was straight 90s nostalgia all the way. The creative way they worked around the people who didn't want to be there, and the deaths of the previous Rangers. Tommy and Kat got married and had a kid named JJ, so maybe we get a next generation look there. And then the fight scenes are always dope. My cons are no Zordon, no Zed, and the annoying kid trope is just what it is, annoying. I'm not as high as Lisa, but I did give it a 3.5. I thought it was a solid outing. It gave me everything I wanted and didn't stay long enough for me to start getting really annoyed by it, like Jason did.
Yeah, it stayed way too long. All right. My pros and cons. Pro, this is only an hour long. Pro, this feels like an extra long episode of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Cons, this feels like an extra long episode of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The acting is trash. It is unbearable. The notable lack of the still living Power Rangers just makes this feel hollow, empty, and cheap. The story being bare bones makes it feel rushed, and they just reuse something that they had from a long time ago. I can't tell who this is for. And finally, I much rather they have a dude in a suit rather than the terrible CGI at the end of this movie. 1 out of 5.
Wow.
I wanted to blow my brains out.
If I had an extra rebuttal during the time, I would have said the rebuttal for this is for like us. Like I thought it was for like me, and at least it's like for the people who grew up on this. Yeah, like you were like, I don't know what this for. Like the people who grew up on it, like it was cheesy, it was over the top, and I remember at one point when I'm watching, I'll go, "Ooh." The dialogue and acting, and Jess goes, my wife goes, "What, you thought they took acting classes for the last 30 years?" I was like, "Correct, you are correct." Yeah.
Zach did. Zach had some talent, you know.
What, hip hop keto?
No.
Oh, I love it. Hip hop keto. Honorable mention. Honorable mention. Hip hop keto.
His acting was actually better than everybody else's because he actually got jobs in the preceding years.
Okay. Rundown. Are we done?
Yeah.
I can't listen to bash this anymore.
I was giving Zach a compliment.
It with insults laced in there.
Yeah, everybody else looked like 50-year-old people.
Well, you know,
squeezing into their leotards. Here we go.
All right.
Betrayed and killed, a teenager named Dingy gets revived as Chainsaw Man, a soul with a devil's heart. That's what Google says about Chainsaw Man. That's it. If you don't know, now you know. For everything we do a 1-sentence review. Jason, go ahead and hit us off with your 1-sentence review on Chainsaw Man Season 1.
Chainsaw Man Season 1 shows that all men are motivated by the power of the BOOBS.
Lisa, hit us with your 1-sentence review of Chainsaw Man.
Now that's what I call a bloodbath.
Yes, oh man.
For me, is Dingy and his crew really revs my engine because Chainsaw, they go vroom, they rev.
We got it. We're still mad at you about Power Rangers, so we're not going to laugh.
We should have done this one first because I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
Fuck Jason. Fuck his opinion. He don't even talk about nothing else. I don't care if it's nice. I don't want to listen to this dude at all.
In the show now. It's fine.
We need to bring Jaren back.
Who would like to start?
Ladies first, as always, I think.
Okay. So my pros. I love the gore. Makima is Power is just so crazy. I love her. I listened to it on I listened to it dubbed. So just like to hear her doing like the old English speak just like constantly, I was just like, she's like barely, I'm like, oh my God, Power is so amazing.
I will dispatch you post-whip.
She's great. The storytelling, I think that the story, I like that it's just like one story, even though you get like these little pocket stories, it still ultimately is about the gun devil. And I love that the first season is in 187 episodes. So, because I got a little.
Because I finished this today.
Yeah, because I kept watching it, but I stopped at like episode 9, and I was just like, oh, whenever you said, oh, let's do season 1 of Chainsaw Man, I was like, oh no, I stopped at episode 9. Then I was like, oh, I'm done. Okay, 12 episodes, it's good. So, yep, those are my pros.
All right.
Rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Right.
Rebut.
There's not a rebuttal. I'm sorry.
You just wanted to use yours. Just wanted to get it out the way.
To participate.
All right. Well, then give us your pros, rebuttal.
All right. My pros. Dingy and Power are just delightful. That's one pro. I love them both. They're both just equally unhinged. I like the saying of devils hate people who have a screw loose and no screwdrivers. That was
very cool.
It strikes the perfect balance of between being overly silly and overly serious. A lot of animes, they're overly silly when they should be overly serious or whatever. This one is just like right in the sweet spot of being silly, but also giving us like hardcore cool stuff. When they decide to let the blood fly, the animation is gorgeous. It is just awesome. Just when they start fighting, like it's gonna be pumped. The dialogue in this is consistently witty and fun. As Lisa was saying, Power, her old English speech, like it would be ridiculous in any other show, but like just she pulls it off so naturally that you just like, of course, this is the way this character speaks because she's a nut job.
Right.
There was enough backstory given about the main characters to make them relatable without jumping into the deep lore like dumps like many animes do. So, like as Lisa was saying, they kept the story basically focused on the gun demon, but you still got a little snippet of everybody's backstory to know where they're coming from, especially in relationship to this demon. And my last pro, Digi getting boobs.
Oh man. Yeah, let me give I feel like most of our pros and stuff are the same. So look, action. Look here. Come on, man. This is probably just for me being a horror and gore hound too. So this anime was right up my alley for that. Another pro, Denji is such an anime protagonist, but still not an anime protagonist at the same time. Like he has all the tropes of like, oh, the good boy and the best boy trope and all that, but then he's still kind of like a little pervert, like a 60-year-old boy. So it's still like I'm all here for it.
He's a pervert without being creepy.
Right, but he's doing all this for the love of just like getting some. At first it was like getting some and food. Now it's just like, I just want to get some.
She's gonna
I think you all made this pro a lot better than I did. The way I phrased it was, this was so entertaining, but the world building is so slow. But that's odd in the anime because usually those first seasons are just heavy on world building. This was like so entertaining, but we still don't know much about this world.
Nothing.
Like we have a little nuggets, but we don't know jack about it except for like some divisions hunt demons and you make a pact with demons and a gun demon's running around and he's pretty much like the king of demons and that's it.
2 million people died in the United States from this demon. 2 million.
Right. So like yeah. So they don't give us this whole. You don't understand how the whole.
Didn't ban guns.
Yeah, they still don't. They don't figure out how this whole thing even works. So I thought that was good. Another pro was unexpected deaths. Like it was some characters that they took the time to actually tell you about and give lines to, and then like by the end of 2 episodes later, they're probably
don't do that, Lisa.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and then I do enjoy the creative looking demons. I think. If you're gonna make a show with the demons, I want to see some freaky stuff, and they definitely did the job of making them freaky.
Freaky demons,
absolutely
give me nightmares.
Very Rick James of them, very freaky girls.
Addendum. I love how they ended the special branch. That the fact that like, oh, these are just dudes. Let's just shoot them.
Right? Yes. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, don't send demons after them. They'll handle that. Let's just pull out the blinky and shoot these guys.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's question where they're like, why did they shoot them? And that's like, yep, well, that's what they did.
That's what they did.
Oh man. Well, Jason or Lisa, you any cons?
The age gap thing with Dingy and
everybody
eye patch girl. Well, yeah. I didn't realize, like, I knew he was 16, but I think I have a problem whenever they keep mentioning it. And I know anime does this a lot. It's a very anime trope is the age gap thing, but like, I'm only 16. And then she's like, when she practically almost rapes him, and then she's like, oh, thank God nothing happened.
What she did was a crime.
I could have gotten charges. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
Now let's be friends.
Which this is just kind of this is also like an anime thing, just like the over sexualization of all the women on the I mean, and I know that that's as an avid anime watcher, I know that that's pretty much
That's what they love to do.
one of the reasons why people watch anime. But it's still yes.
My rebuttal is you are 100% correct, but I will accept it as a guy that hates women. I will accept it because
As
the
a
women in this
misogynist.
show were the baddest motherfuckers in the
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Like by far,
it doesn't
like,
define
all
them.
women-
It does not
Right.
define them.
Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly.
I
They also
agree,
have
yeah.
other character traits besides being the sex object of
Yeah.
the main character.
And I know that one of my pros was that it wasn't 187 episodes, but I still would have liked maybe like 16 episodes.
Maybe
because
65, 66.
I feel like because now we have to wait a whole nother. I'm assuming we have to wait at least 6 months to a year before the next season. And so I'm gonna forget everything that happened. And I'm just gonna have to rewatch it again. But that's okay because I love it. So that's it.
It's anime. It's probably already have like 4 more seasons. We just had to get them brought over here and localized.
Yeah.
Jason, your
Cons.
God.
There's a times where a couple episodes feel like they're filler to me. Like just like they didn't get to the meat of the episode until like the very end, and it's like, oh, they're just walking around doing nothing. That's one con.
Very Dragon Ball Z of them. Very Dragon Ball Z.
Very Dragon Ball Z of them. My other con is like I hate how a lot of the episodes started off as the last minutes of the last episodes. The first minute was I didn't like that. Maybe because I'm binging it, so I'm watching it after. I don't need you to show me from a different angle what happened the previous episode.
A lot of animes do that. That's an anime thing.
I hate anime. Maybe that's the reason why I don't like it. And then to echo Lisa's point, Denji is 16. So these adult women who are readily available to make out with them and let them fondle them, it's gross. And speaking as a person who would have been like at 16, like that seems like a great idea. Now that I'm 39, it's gross because if we flipped it, we'd be like, we're not watching this show, right? It's gross. That's my comment.
Anything else? That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
I can't complain about this too much. It's not Power Rangers. I gotta twist the knife.
Yeah, I know.
Twist of the knife.
Doesn't count though, because Power technically is a demon, and she doesn't understand the rules of like consent, let alone.
I would assume
old
that
is
Power
she?
is only a few days old at this point, anyway.
Yeah,
so
she's young.
She's. That's not who I'm worried about. It's everybody else. It's especially his boss, Mishima, or whatever her name is.
Oh no, I meant the fact that like she was like, oh, you can touch him, and like she's pretty much an infant.
Yeah, an infant demon. That doesn't count.
Okay, so I'm saying, does it change that she's a
against
demon?
Yeah, it's like aliens. If they're 15, it's fine. They're aliens. That's the rules.
All right, let me give my Con Air.
Con Air.
Yes, Con Air. I just need more episodes. That's the only con I got. I ain't got nothing else for you.
Yeah,
I'm here for
I agree. I just want to watch it all day. It's great.
I do feel like it was right. It ended right when you're like, okay, now let's go on to the real bad guy. Let's chainsaw up. And you're like, oh no, this is the last episode of the season. Like, damn it.
Yeah.
Luckily, because I only had to watch 12 episodes before we did the show. But because if there's like 16, I'd be like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I got a deadline, guys.
Right. All right. We're gonna go on down to. Oh no! Sorry, Lisa. Fire. Yeah.
Questions. I got a few questions for you guys.
Yes.
I want to know what your reaction was to Makima getting shot in the head.
I thought she was dead. I was like,
no, I want to know, like, what did you actually, were you just like, oh, or, because this is my reaction.
So I wasn't paying attention because I was actually working for once in my life. And I looked up and like, huh, what's going on? So I rewound it and I was like, oh no, that can't be right. That's not right. That can't be right. It's a dream sequence. Let me see. And then she walks off the train. I'm like, okay, whatever happened, I don't know. But like,
yeah.
I was like, these dudes just pull out the guns and just blast it like it was freaking Compton 1993 over here.
Yeah.
It's not cabin pools.
My first reaction was like, damn, she got beat. And then my second reaction was like, man, Denji ain't never gonna hit that now. So
That was also my reaction. Like, oh man, Denji was really looking forward to being molested by this woman, this grown ass woman. That was on his bucket list of things to do.
So second part to this question is, what was your reaction to her gathering all of the convicts? Like, I never imagined that she was that powerful.
Yeah,
ever.
I was like, there's a reason why she's in charge of these guys. It's because she can kill anybody anywhere with some hand gestures.
Yeah.
And make them explode. And they know they're exploding. And it's like when people get dusted, like, oh Tony, I don't feel so good. Instead of just turning into dust,
yeah. No, that was sick when she was sitting there. She was like, oh, you think you're gonna be able to pay me off? Is that enough money in the bag? She goes, it's not 1 yen in his bag. It's your loved one's daughters, sisters, brothers, eyeball. I was like, God, I was like, this is a cold boy.
It's okay. We can put him back. It's fine.
Just
but
like
don't you put your hands on me.
Right. And then, like I said, as I said, this show gives you so much, and it hasn't even expanded in the world yet. It's just here. Like even that when she was just speaking to the best demon hunter dude, and he's like he doesn't care. He's like, I don't care what you do, blah blah blah. Like, did you know about that? About so obviously she got her hands in a lot of things, and
she's amazing. She might be like anime crush. I don't know.
That's it. It's very sexy. I was like,
so sexy. I know. Power is still pretty awesome.
Power is awesome, but that was when she just like put your blindfold on. I was just like, oh my God, what's about to happen?
Just say this name.
Okay.
What happens if I do? Can you explain this to me, please?
So, what was y'all's favorite fight scene?
Ooh. Wow.
Do you want me to tell you mine while y'all are thinking?
Yes,
go ahead. Go for it.
When they're stuck in the hotel.
I was gonna say too.
Yeah, and he's just literally like, "Why'd you save me? Now I have to go save you guys." So then he goes jumps down, and he's just like, "Ah!" for 3 days, just
talking shit to this guy.
Oh man, mine will probably have to be Spider-Man 2, the train scene. Homeboy,
that's my second one. And then he has a great line. He's like, as long as I'm breathing, there's still a chance. And I'm like, that's hardcore, man. As long as I got breath, you're going to catch these hands.
You forgot about the legs. I said,
you
forgot about the legs. Yes.
And then when him and old boy were like, he's like, we got to turn him in. It's like, or we can just start kicking him in the nuts and see who gets smarter.
Until the police come.
He's like, yeah, that does sound fun.
And then they did it. Yeah.
And then they did it.
In that moment, I did feel bad for that man. I'm like, it's one thing to get defeated. It's a whole other thing to just keep getting your nuts kicked.
He deserves everything that came to him.
He sure does. Yeah. I hope the legend has it that they're still there kicking his nuts.
Still there kicking in the nuts.
I have sympathy for any man that gets his nuts kicked consistently. It's just not a good look.
Well,
Jason, did you have any other scene did you think of, or did we steal your favorite scenes?
You stole my favorite. Both those scenes were my favorite scenes. Yeah, they're all awesome. Just any time that he can chainsaw out, it's just great. I would never have, thinking about, what superpowers would you like to have? And you're like, oh, I'll have super speed or a super strength. I'm like, I would like to have chainsaw fucking hands and a chainsaw head now.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. And just have the dogged determination that I will do anything to cop a feel of my boss or something.
Well, and then honorable mention to him and was it the Bat King or the Bat one? Because it was in air. That was pretty dope too. Again, all of them are dope. That's the problem with Hughes is all of them were freaking dope. Hell, what's her face that has the butcher knife or the knife when they're shooting at her and she's like
dodging him.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, this looks so dope.
Or even when they had the other agents in the zombie warehouse was pretty cool. Where the shark dude was like, all of it. Every time they would fight, it was great. It was great.
Yeah. Okay, so the final one. You ready?
Mhm.
What was the cringiest scene to you?
Oh, we all know it should be the same one. I don't know about
You want?
everybody else. The,
Can we
the,
spoil it on the show?
are we talking about the puke?
We're
Yeah.
talking about the puke.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
I was like, who? He's like, it feels so. Kiss feels so warm.
And
Oh my
she's
god.
puking. My
Oh my
first kiss.
god. Dude, when I
Oh,
tell
that was
you,
so
like, I had to
nasty.
pause it and walk away and drink some water to get like, oh my god,
Oh.
by
The worst
far,
part.
by far.
The worst part is I used to hang out in Athens a lot, so I've seen that shit happen before.
Oh,
And then he's like
nope.
outside, like my first kiss is forever puke. And I was just like, that's so sad. Like, got robbed. You just keep getting robbed by all these ladies, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
that's all I
jeez, that
have
was
for
horrible.
you guys.
That was horrible. They blurted out on, which is weird. They blur out vomit on Hulu when they're saying all these horrible cuss words.
right.
Also, you see like literally heads get chopped
Yeah,
off.
literally heads get chopped off,
but
blood spreading.
they're blurring the vomit.
But they blur the vomit. Like, nope,
See,
this is
I
where
feel
we
like
draw
that
the
was
line.
I feel like it was like a creative choice, but I'm with you. I was like, why are they blurring this out? Like,
This is where
maybe
we
they
draw
blurred
the
it out
line.
because they figured that most people's constitution would not be able to take
Yeah.
seeing throw up.
Oh yeah, it's just the imagination makes it much worse. So you're like,
You did because they still saw the lumps of it like coming down, even though it was yeah.
you know what I love about that scene is freaking Power is like, I claim this chicken. This is mine.
Yes, and you can hear in the background saying that constantly through the whole damn scene.
Power. God bless
Oh,
her.
Hands off my wontons.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, that being
That's
done,
all I
let's go
got.
to the rundown. We
Run
will
down.
do
The
all
Rock's
our
rundown
pros
brought to
and
you by The Rock.
cons. Yes, the rundown. And Scott William Scott.
Sean
Is that
William
his name?
Scott. Yeah.
There
that's
you
him.
go. I got
That's
one. I got another one, man. I'm getting
And
good at this
Stifler.
name game.
Stifler.
Yes. This is the rundown. So we will list all our pros and cons for Chainsaw Man season 1. I'll jump on off with my pros and cons. First one I have is pros. Action. Denji is so much an anime protagonist and so much not one at the same time. The show was very entertaining, even though it doesn't do a lot of world building in season 1. Unexpected deaths are great, and they really pulled through the bank at the creative looking demons. Only con I got is I wish there were more episodes, and I'm giving this a 5 out of 5, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this, man. I can't say a bad word about it. Lisa, what is your rundown for Chainsaw Man season 1?
So for the pros, it's the perfect amount of gore. Makima is amazing. Power's amazing. The storytelling is phenomenal. I love that it's on 187 episodes. And then an honorable mention to the animation itself, like Jason said, whenever it's blood time. Cons, the age gap trope drives me crazy. The over sexualization of women drives me a little nuts. Even though they made the women badass, so they have their own agency, still sometimes gets to me. And it was too short. I wanted more episodes. It gets 5 out of 5.
Ooh, all right. The pressure is
so much pressure on me. Ooh,
ladies and gentlemen.
Do I disappoint
Jason,
my friends, or do I?
What is
Too
this?
late.
Is the
You
rundown?
already did it.
What are your pros and cons?
Just
for
like my dad
Chainsaw
said when I
Man
came out.
Pros and cons for Chainsaw Man season 1. Go.
Pros: Dingy and Power are just delightful. It strikes the perfect balance between overly silly and overly serious. When they decide to let the blood fly, the animation is gorgeous. The dialogue is consistently witty and fun. Also, there's enough backstory given about most of the main characters to make it relatable without jumping into a lore dump. And lastly is Dingy getting boobs. That's always great. My cons are there are a couple of episodes that feel like filler. Many episodes start by repeating the last few minutes of the previous episode. And Dingy being 16 with older women, it's kind of gross. My final score. You know what? It's still anime, so I can't really give it all that high. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. We call that redemption story, guys.
That's a redemption arc. That is a redemption arc.
Call me Tyler over here. I'm redeeming myself.
Oh man,
he was still a mass murderer. I don't care what happens.
Yeah, facts. With all that being said, Lisa, do we have any housekeeping things to discuss? Or
housekeeping is we got a new logo, right? And we're working on merch. My friends have actually asked me when we're getting merch, so that is definitely in the works, and they
soon and very soon.
Yeah. So yep. So then hopefully eventually we'll just be wearing our own merch on the show, and that'll be fun.
Because I need some clothes.
Don't forget about tagging Power Performance Yoga in anything. If you guys talk about us, please engage with us. Please, just like tweet it out while Twitter's still dumpster fire is still there. Instagram, Facebook post. Make sure you tag Power Performance Yoga. Say that you hope that you get to see Jason and Jason at a hot yoga session. And they will let us live stream. They've already, the instructors already said. So, what else? I think that's it, right? Don't forget, we're doing the book review, and we're going to try to get the author on. So I'll reach out to her.
Hanna, Flint, and strong female characters. What movies have taught me about strong female characters? So
the website is still good, Jason, or is it still under construction?
It's still under construction, but you can still view past episodes as well as listen to our podcasts.
Okay.
Every other functionality is shit for right now.
As soon as I figure out how to load our shows, I'm going to put us on Amazon Music. I just have to figure out how to do that. And then, cool. And
you have to make that sound.
Please engage with us so we can get the streams up. We're trying to get affiliated. I don't know what it's called whenever it's we want people
trying to get syndicated here. We need to
right. We'll watch our repeats.
To be our full-time job. That's what we want. We want this to be our full-time job.
So we can buy a castle.
Yes.
In the sky.
I think that's all the housekeeping I can think of.
That sounds about right. All right, Jason, I guess we can end the show, my man.
We're doing a thing that the Elvis people love. We're ending the show.
Yeah.
Do you have any final words for us, Jason? Lisa just gave us some final words. You got any final words for us?
Yeah, like I said, the same thing. Please, if you watch the videos, please comment, and I'll collect the comments, and what we'll do, we'll put it into like a comment stew, and then when we pull out that stew and put it in a bowl, it'll be us reading the comments, and then when we swallow and drink the comments in, and we poop out answers for you from your comments. It's a whole digestive system.
I don't like this
coordination. I was trying to my best imitation of you when you go on these randoms about things to do. So I'll go back to the drawing board on that one. But yes, please comment, share with a friend, listen with friends, and tell us how much you guys enjoy the show. We work really hard at this to put out a good product for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy it because it's not overly serious, but not always, Power Rangers and Transformers. So,
Ooh, new Transformers movies coming out.
Yeah.
Beast Mode or Beast Wars or Beast Man.
Beast Wars is my favorite Transformers cartoon of all time.
It's the best Transformers cartoon of all time, by far. Not even close.
That's literally the thing that got me to go to art school was that TV show, and obviously, Reboot was pretty.
Oh yeah, Reboot. Yes,
both made by the same studio, so it was great.
Yeah. And your parents were like, "We're not going to pay for college. Go to this school." I made that up.
We are going to pay for college. Do what you want. And you're like, no, that's too many choices. You should go to HBCU. And they're like, yeah, but there's going to be black people there. Did you not realize I grew up in Tequila? Like, come on.
If you go to that school, you don't have to be Zach. You can be any ranger you want to be.
I can be anybody I want. They'd be like, nah, you Billy. No, you don't get to be Zach. You don't get to be Zach.
Yeah, no hip hop moves. You can't be Zach.
In fact, go sit down. We're playing Power Rangers without you.
You could be Skull, skinny one.
Buddy, dude, just you're not playing with us.
Be a putty. So actually, we were watching it real quick, and Jess was like, because she really didn't watch Power Rangers growing up. She's like, what are the great things? They're called putties. I'm like, yeah. She goes, what do? They just seem to just hover around the people. And I go, oh, the putties, they just rape. She felt that so funny, and I was like, I was being facetious. And she's like, yeah, rape jokes are funny. And I'm like, yeah, I married the right one. Maybe the right
Dude, when that putty threw that girl off that freaking
oh my god,
I was like, that putty was about that life. All these other putties just going not harming anybody. This putty's like, nah, we doing it.
It's like, man, I'm here to F shit up.
I've got 30 minutes of life in me. Here we go.
He was definitely a paid extra.
Oh, 100%. That was off script too. Maybe we don't realize that.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, man. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Any final words, Lisa? You want to say anything?
Support small businesses. I'm tired of seeing empty window shops closed. That's all.
This is a small business too.
Yes, we're a small business. Support us. We'll open up a Cash App, and you can just send us money.
Join our Patreon.
Yeah, join our
Panther.
I need a ring light, so let's start.
Oh, this was only $30.
Donate me.
Yeah, we want it for free.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, I don't want to pay my own money.
We need sponsors, so if you're a small business and you want us to promote you, we'll happily do it. It don't matter what you sell.
You can call us the Black Eyed Peas. We will sell out.
And if you're a small business that happens to sell ring lights, Lisa's in the business of needing a ring light.
Absolutely. And we will push it.
Artisanal ring light maker.
Yeah.
I put together the ring lights for you. They're all handmade.
Okay. Fair enough. He doesn't even have that accent. He just does it to sell the artistic.
Yeah, just to sell. You like the ring light, right?
Okay.
Just some people make it for you. Here we go.
Closes the shop. Hey man, shop closed, man. I don't talk like that on my regular day.
Name's Tyrone.
Yeah, right.
I learned about the blockchain.
Yeah, over Jaren's head today.
Over Jaren's head. Thanks everybody so very much for joining us at the Headcanon Podcast, Headcanon Circus Podcast. It's the whole thing. We really appreciate you. Also, just make sure to like, share, subscribe, interact, do all those things because that gives us money. And be kind, be considerate, and tip your service 20%, if not more, if you can afford it. So love you guys, and go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers.
Back to the 90s because that shit sucked.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Jason.
Yeah, please
listen to
don't.
me. Listen, it sucked.